This is bad.
It's just bad.
I'm very disappointed. He's 20, 30 pounds out of shape. Skip, this is embarrassing. A professional athlete is out of shape. Yes.
He's got puffy chipmunk
Yes.
cheeks, right?
Yes.
How could this be?
I mean, this is embarrassing. This is flat out embarrassing.
The NBA offseason is where boys become men, bench warmers become stars, and the elites separate themselves even further from the rest of the competition. That being said, no one is looking more ready for the 2024 season than Luka Doncic, with recent images and videos of his new physique leaving the NBA in awe and anticipation. Due to newfound strength and agility, he's going to be even harder to stop, making him a likely candidate for the MVP award. But where has this new motivation come from to make Luka drop the hookah? A couple of seasons ago, Luka was on the receiving end of a lot of heat from NBA critics about his weight and conditioning. For someone who plays ball as their profession day in, day out, being paid millions, it makes you wonder how he let his bad habits get the better of him. Was he bulking, or did he just love McDonald's? It got to a point where fans were just absolutely shocked at his appearance, calling him out for it. One reporter even asked him about his fitness and conditioning, and this was his response.
I know I gotta do better. I had a long summer. I think I relaxed a little bit, not taking care, but I gotta be better.
During the time that Luka went from a medium jersey to an extra large, it seemed he was going through a midlife crisis as the game was just too easy for him, and he was used to being one of the best at every level he played. People forget that Luka is still very young, and sometimes young stars who can literally hop off the couch and drop 30 lack the self-discipline needed to maintain elite standards. This is the sort of thing we've seen with last season's champion Nikola Jokic. Jokic was always good, but seemed to lack that conditioning level needed to be the best. He just wasn't trying hard enough. But then see what happens when he actually does try. Back-to-back MVP awards and a championship to follow. JJ Barea went on to JJ Redick's podcast, The Old Man and the Three, and said Luka will take it seriously one of these days. And it seems like that time has arrived. This offseason, we have seen the release of Luka V2, with videos of some of his grueling workouts surfacing around the internet. He's so much more leaned out, and he doesn't have that chubby face anymore. If he continues to get stronger and stay disciplined, Luka could take the Mavs to multiple championships because of his skill and his young age. Doncic has great size for his position and an almost complete offensive skill set since joining the NBA. His IQ is second to none, which he demonstrates on a nightly basis, playing the game at his own pace. Now imagine all these skills powered by a conditioned and strong physique. Even while carrying a little extra pork, Luka is undoubtedly one of the most talented players in the league. He was one of the most highly touted young European players in recent memory, having extremely successful seasons with Real Madrid in Spain. He was barely 19 years old when he was selected with the 3rd overall pick in the 2018 draft by the Atlanta Hawks, and then traded to the Dallas Mavericks that same night. Unlike his peers, Luka didn't take the typical route as most college stars do. Instead, he spent that time becoming one of the EuroLeague's best, even managing to lead Slovenia to its first national title in 2017. Luka Doncic has never been known for ungodly amounts of speed, strength, and explosiveness, but his ability to turn the slow pace he seems to play at into a strength rather than a deficiency has always astonished analysts. Nearing the end of 2021, Doncic was on track to look like big boy Zion when he was at his worst, putting on a bit more weight than he should have and boasting a sluggish demeanor coming into the season. Now, this is not solely Luka's fault, as he suffered 2 brutally short off-seasons due to the pandemic and the Olympic Games. So time to get into shape was minimal, and Doncic took all the holiday time he could. Now, fortunately, it looks like Luka has learned his lesson. Recent pictures of the Mavs superstar shows him looking leaner than ever, and not just that, but also toned and increased muscle definition. To quote his Slovenian physical trainer, he says, "Shortly after the end of the season, he came to see me and told me that he wanted to start his physical training right away. And when he went on vacation, he asked me for a workout plan. He remains active. I'm in contact with him almost daily." It's taken Luka 5 seasons in the NBA, but he is now ready to take his game even further beyond. which we have already seen glimpses of as he prepares with Slovenia for the FIBA World Cup.
Look at this.
Behind the pass. How does he even see that pass? Corner three. How about that?
Μεγαλύτερη προσοχή γιατί από εκεί απειλήθηκε περισσότερο η εθνική μας.
Doncic σε κάτι εκπληκτικό.
Και ζήτησε περισσότερη προσοχή, περισσότερη πίεση πάνω στην μπάλα, να δώσουν και φάουλ.
And how about this filthy play? Luka is tearing down his defenders physically and mentally and breaking ankles like his superstar duo Kyrie Irving. The 2017 European champion is still only 24 years old as he prepares to lead Slovenia deep into this year's World Cup and the 2024 Olympics. And that is why Doncic needs to be in shape to lead his team to victory. Luka's weight has been a topic of conversation since he joined the NBA, and it's something that he probably is not very happy about. Yet, the fact that he's been able to accomplish what he has while never being at peak fitness is astonishing. And other NBA stars are completely aware of the young man's talent. For example, Stephen Curry recently sat down on Gil's Arena and was asked, "Who's got next?" This is what Curry had to say.
Luka's like the guy, obviously, that's right on the precipice of accomplishing all those accolades and what he's about as a player. When you play against him, you can feel it. And so, yeah.
High remarks from one of the greatest to ever do it. Doncic has his whole career ahead of him, and if he's able to maintain his new mentality and continue to improve upon his physique and conditioning, he will be a threat to many legacies. The funny thing is that if you remember, this exact same scenario occurred last offseason. Luka had undoubtedly put on weight and wasn't training like he should have been. He was faced with backlash and fat comments all over the internet. And what did he reply with? Workout videos and photos of a lean Luka Doncic ready to take over the league and erase the stigma on him. Now don't get me wrong, Luka came out and killed it last season, probably being the best performer on my fantasy team, dropping some absolutely crazy stat lines. The only odd side to the past year is that he started gaining weight again in the middle of the regular season. It doesn't add up, and despite his amazing performances, the questions around his conditioning started circling right back. Once again, his work ethic was questioned, his discipline was questioned, and his desire to be great was questioned. Luka was almost over the hurdle, but let it slip again. However, Doncic has responded in the best way possible and looks to be in the best shape of his life. I truly believe that he will light up the league even more next season and finally overcome the motivational issues he has been facing to keep his body at an elite level. One thing about Luka is that he never runs from opinions. It just shows character that he's never one to blame anybody. Taking it on the chin is a rare trait for young players. Let us know in the comments if you think Luka is your front runner for League MVP next season, or did you have someone else in mind? I hope you enjoyed your walk down Hoop Street, and we'll catch you in the next one.